Million here from Dominion Fire Church, Las Vegas, Nevada. And what I want to talk to you about today, I'm running out of battery here on my video selfie on my phone, is the topic, if you read it, it's concerning gold dust. And this is a very controversial topic, and I want to talk a little bit about it before we go any further and just give you some insight into some stuff. Number one is our ministry, Dominion Fire. We are very big on displays of power, displays of miracle, displays of healing, on demand, on call as needed. In the church, you hear stories all the time where people say, I knew this guy once who could do this, or my pastor told me a story where in his church growing up this had happened. And you ever notice it's always a story, it's always a testimony. It's never ongoing, consistent, full-time. And therein lies the problem. So with our ministry, we are always trying to find ways to make things happen on demand, like healings and miracles and deliverance. And the topic of gold dust is very controversial. Now, I know this. And when I was trained in it, what I was taught was that it's training wheels for creative miracles. In other words, it's a way that you can, on demand, call it into existence when it wasn't there before. And that would apply if, let's say, somebody needed a new kidney or a new limb or something like that. You're calling something into existence that wasn't there before. Those are the creative miracles I'm talking about. So in my training, and I know this we could sit all day talking about this topic for the different reasons people do it and why they go after it. But in our case, we go after it because I want to learn how to create something out of nothing. Okay, God is a creator. And what do creators do? They create things. And if we're given the dominion and authority to make it on earth as it is in heaven, well, in heaven we can create things. So here we're going to create things too. So that's, and I digress a little bit, but that's a little off topic of the actual gold dust itself. Now, I know that this is a controversial topic, and I know people feel very strongly both ways about it. And here's my official stance on it. I like to quote Jonathan Welton, who says, if this is a counterfeit, then what's the real version? And this is what I think a problem is in the church and in Christianity, is we're so afraid of everything. We're so afraid that we step out one little thing in faith that, legions of demons are going to come and attack us, and it gets ridiculous after a while. And it's that paralysis by analysis, as they call it. We're thinking so much about it that we're paralyzed into not acting. And then we sit and wonder why the church is just powerless. And that's just not good. That's not who we are. We own the supernatural. And it's time that we start taking this back for the kingdom, because Jesus deserves what he rightfully paid for. And that's what we do. So the way I feel about it is, and the term Kundalini spirit gets thrown around a lot, and what that means is that it's a coiled snake serpent, or a coiled snake spirit, that is often enters in when people are involved in Eastern philosophies, yoga, certain practices on that line. And I'll tell you right ahead of time, I am vehemently opposed to doing that stuff. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't do anything that would openly welcome that kind of spirit in. So I just want to make that as a disclaimer that I not only deal with that, with that people thinking that way, and it's something I'm definitely not into and I don't endorse in any way. Not to mention the fact that in ministering deliverance, I've come up against Kundalini spirits, and they are nasty little things. So there's a big difference. What I'm looking for here is more of the scientific thing. I want to know what the truth is. I want to know what I'm looking at. And we can't progress and we can't get anywhere until we start having these discussions. And I say this on the podcast all the time, and I say this as anytime I teach, is that we have got to have these discussions. We've got to stop being so afraid of everything, because you're not given a spirit of fear. We're not supposed to be afraid. So again, I am not a believer in this, the whole New Age stuff. It's nothing new. It's just recycled old stuff that's been around forever. And that's not what I'm interested in. I don't want that. I want the truth. And the truth is Jesus Christ. And I am, another quick disclaimer, I am 100% Christian. I love God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, body, heart, mind, soul, everything. I am sold out 100%. I'm all about my big brother Jesus, because he's just so freaking awesome. And I do this because I want more. And faith is what pleases God. So I step out in faith for a lot of things. I ask God for ridiculous things, and Surprisingly, he delivers, which is kind of cool. So my thing is, I want to see how far this thing can go. I want to push this and see what we're capable of. And in this video, now that I've given you all that background to it, in this video, we went to today our local children's science museum. And at this science museum, they have those microscopes where you can, if people like put just different objects and textures under it to see what it looks like. And naturally, people are always looking at the palms of their hands and their skin and all that. And I said, I want to see if we can call up the gold dust. And what I did is I stood there, I prayed for it, and I just said, gold dust appear, and sparkles, whatever term you decide to refer to it as. And as I was sitting there, I was able to really get it to come out well, and it was super cool looking. And as we were trying to take pictures of it, there was just so much glare on the screen that you couldn't see anything. And it's funny with miracles like that is that, you want to see the miracle, sometimes you just have to be there. And it's a little frustrating because I really wanted to show that to you. There was a bit of a line forming, and I had to kind of step away for a minute, so I went back a second time and tried it again and shot some video of what happened when we did that, and we got some footage of it. So I want to show you what gold dust looks like under a microscope, and just kind of what to expect, and just kind of give you a little bit of a comparison. And another thing is, in our ministry, we have consistently been able to call up the gold sparkles on demand. So when you hear stories and people say, oh, I know this guy at church who has a sister and her daughter sometimes, no, that's not good enough, guys. We got to do better. We got to do more. This is not enough, okay? God deserves everything we have and just endless faith out of us, and that's what we have to do to make these things happen. So we've been very successful with that, and we're just stepping out for more and more. I ask God for more and more every time we do stuff. So I just wanted to share this with you, and following my announcement here, you'll see just kind of the video where we look under both hands, and it was a little hard trying to get it focused, but we did get some pictures. But what you'll see here is the actual video, and as you look around, you'll kind of see them. I didn't see them at the time as we were looking at them, but on the video you'll see more of them than we got to see. So so check out that and keep an eye open for it. And otherwise, I think that's about it. So I just wanted to bring this to you. And 2014 is the year where we're just putting it out there. I'm putting it all on display. No more holding back. I've had enough. I've just had enough. This isn't good enough, guys. Again, Jesus deserves everything he rightfully paid for, and I'm just doing my best to do my part and be faithful to that. Check us out anytime at dominionfire.com, and you can email us at dominionfirechurch@gmail.com anytime you would like to tell us off, which that happens, or if you just want to ask a few questions or just encourage us, it's all good. So Dominion Fire Church is dominionfire.com is the website. dominionfirechurch@gmail.com is our email. And enough of my blathering. Let's get on with it. Hand under the microscope. I prayed for gold dust to show up, and there she is. All right, it's on a microscope. I'm gonna move my hand around, see if we can find some more. Okay, now you gotta be careful because sometimes it's just light reflecting. Sometimes it's just light reflecting like that. And then as you zoom out, you gotta look a little bit. Those can be false positives right there, and there's the same one from before. Alright, there's an actual one. There she is.
Oh my God, they are!
Switch to the other hand now. I believe we have another one. Okay, hang on a second. Something specific. There it is, right there.
I want to go to the grocery store.
All right, we got it.
Yep.
Get that to zoom right. And it's a small one, but there's more coming out, Sam. Right now, more. And there it is.
So the video is a minute and 40 seconds.
Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright, we got it.